And we are back. Welcome back to the King's Report this Monday, May 8th, 2017. I'm your host, Seung Sean Moon, the second king of Cheniguk. And here we are joined, of course, with Pierre Tardy and Michel Bouvet and Tim, the agent elder, with us here today. And we are looking at this picture. Look at this. Macron in front of the Louvre. There we go. In front of the pyramid, giving his victory speech, showing the complete domination of the New World Order and the centralist order and the oligarchical order symbolized by the pyramid, which of course is the great vision of these political Satanists, is this layering system of slavery. A layering system of, from their perspective, protection. The reason why that pyramid is a symbol of them is they create layers of structure where they sit at the top and are protected by layers that are increasingly growing. And those layers are able to hide secrets in a maze of shadow that these elitists are able to rule from above, yet that pyramid itself will be a living organism, living to cover up all the fraud, all the dangerous predatorial behavior, all the sexual farming, all the tax farming that those individuals do. And of course, in a wider sense, it of course symbolizes how they want to structure the world, with the largest population of brainwashed people at the bottom, and then upward, as you move up the ranks to a higher and higher point in the pyramid, of which at the top they are literally gods on earth, above the law, and can rule over nation states with a flick of a pen and or a phone call. And that is the Louvre symbology right there behind Macron, symbolically now France completely surrendering its sovereignty, its identity, its nationhood to Europe, to the Rothschilds, to the Soroses of the world, to the major international crime bosses and crime cartels, saying thank you for enslaving us.
Actually,
and thank you for being our pimp. We want to be your prostitute.
Exactly.
There you go, Pierre. Go ahead.
But especially the French voter elected someone who told them that France has no culture.
Wow.
That's what Macron said. France has
the
no
French
culture.
people have been so beaten down and so de-skinned that they now want abuse. They want to be ravaged. They want to be abused. They want to be killed. They've been told for years and years that they're bad, and their culture is bad, and their culture is racist, and their culture is white supremacist, and their culture is European, and their culture is anti immigration and anti-Muslim, and it's anti the rest of the world. And they've been told that they're bad because they don't want to give up their rights and sovereignty to an unelected board of corporate elites who rule over them literally as overlords that control their resources, money supply, real estate, politicians, power structure, business, law, everything. And you have now France begging, please, enslave us further. Please rape us further. Please ravage us further. Please. We love it. We love it. We are sadomasochistic. We love our own suicide. We love our own death. We love to be conquered. We love to be ravaged. And this is the lunacy of the left. They literally are allying with radical jihad, radical Orthodox Wahhabi-based Islam, which is funded by Saudi Arabia. I bet you, I don't know the statistic, but in America, 80% of the mosques are owned by Saudi Arabia. Owned. In France, I would have no surprise if that was more than that. More. They have free reign. And you have literal Islamic fundamentalism, Orthodox Islam, being completely promoted, protected by the white supremacist, liberal, lunatic upper class who uses the Muslims as a attack dog, a terrorist dog, to silence anybody else who says sovereignty, who has nationalism. And who uses Muslims as a voting bloc to stay in power. And now, 5 more years, France will be under the domination of the slave masters and the overlords. Who is celebrating? We know that when Macron was announced to be president, George Soros was celebrating, Merkel was celebrating, the Pope was celebrating.
Actually, the Pope saying doesn't know who Macron is, but
he's lying.
He was not helped.
He lies all the time.
Yeah.
He's not a real religious leader or a Christian. He's a complete globalist. And who else was the Rothschilds were supporting, smiling, they were celebrating. The Bilderberg Group was saying, yes, 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 we still got France, we still got the EU. Because if France broke away from the EU and with Brexit, that would be the major powers starting to pull out. You have Portugal, Spain, all those other nations would start following suit. Now that's going to diminish confidence in leaving the EU because look at even Britain, how hard. They've already voted, but they're doing secret referendums basically on Britain to keep them in the EU. They're not letting them go. They're not letting them go. They're not letting them take control of their nation, laws, sovereignty, etc. They're still in a fight with Britain, even though the people have decided.
Anyway, I hope France doesn't become like Greece, because that's, which means...
Well, that is the promise of the EU and the centralist government. Remember, Greece was one of the most, one of the icons of European flourishing. Greece being one of the icons of civilization. And of course, Greece has now completely collapsed, completely become a comma and a side note in history now in the modern world, has become completely irrelevant as it has gotten taken over by the socialists and the controllers. France as well is on its way to irrelevancy as it is under and has elected a Goldman Sachs Rothschild banker completely celebrating its own slavery. Look at these crazy French people waving French flags under the dominion of the New World Order global banking cartel, pinboy Macron posing on gay magazines with his shirt off. Tremendous instability within France as the people who are actually for sovereignty and actually have small businesses and stuff like that, the more they see their countries collapse, the more they see their welfare state grow, the more people are being robbed, people who are working are robbed of their money. And it's, what's the saying? Work hard, work hard. The welfare recipients are counting on you.